Hey, good morning, y'all. I am making us some coffee. Okay, so I am going to show you all how to make some cold brew coffee. And the reason why I like cold brew coffee is because the hot drip coffee is supposed to be not as good for your tummy. So when you put the coffee into the hot brew, the Keurig or your coffee pot or however you do your coffee, when the hot water hits the coffee, it releases acid, and that is supposed to not be good on your tummy. So that's why cold brew coffee has become kind of the rave here lately. And I have actually gotten my new summer product from Pampered Chef. This is the 2024 cold brew coffee pitcher. So I'm going to show you how to make that so you won't have any more tummy aches. And it's also very convenient because you do it the night before, and it works well with your rush in the morning, or if you have guests that stay over, there's coffee in the fridge for them, and you can talk to them about why cold brew is so important. I usually make the cold brew coffee the night before, and I also make it along with my water bottles, and I have everything set for the next day because you know they say that your next day depends on your night before that day. So if you have a good day or a bad day, it depends on what you do the night before that day. So I try to do that and make everything the night before. So the pitcher actually, it's got a very good grip. It's got a silicone grip on it. So when you put it in your refrigerator, it won't slide. And it also has a filter in it. It's got a lid where you can add coffee. You can add coffee to this. You can add tea to this. You can do infused water with raspberry and cucumbers. You just put the raspberry and the cucumbers in here and then pour your water through the filter, and it makes that type of water. So this is a very versatile tool to have in your kitchen. And like I said, it's the 2024 Pampered Chef cold brew pitcher. So anyway, I'm going to be making coffee with it today. So what you do basically, and you can make your, I'm falling apart here. That's my coffee grinder lid that just fell off that I'm going to talk to you about. So I've got some coffee grounds in here that I'm going to put into my pitcher. Now, however you want to do your coffee grounds is fine, but it's huge. You've got to kind of decide how you want to do it. First of all, what kind of coffee do you want? I have the Pampered Chef cold brew coffee set that comes in pouches, but you don't have to use that necessarily. You can get whatever kind of coffee you want to use. And I use a coffee grinder. So I've got one of these things. I think it was like, I don't know, $10 at the store, and I've probably had it for 20 years. And all you do is you put the coffee grounds in there and you grind them up to make fresh coffee. And the reason why I do that is I kind of like the whole experience of making coffee. I like the way it smells. I like the sounds of it. I'm not a big Keurig person because to me it seems sterile, like you can't hardly smell the coffee, and I like the aroma and the whole process of coffee making. So I have a coffee grinder, I have an auto drip, an old-fashioned coffee make auto drip coffee pot, and then I also have the cold brew pitcher that I use too. So I'm not a big Keurig person where you can't really smell the coffee or experience it that much. Okay, so I've got my pitcher, I've got my coffee grounds in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lid off of the pitcher. The filter also comes out, of course, and it's all silicone. It grips really well. But you can take it out because, of course, I washed my pitcher in between uses because coffee can also add a lot of bacteria if you let it sit. So I make sure I wash my pitcher, just like when you make tea, you have to wash the pitcher in between each use. So then I've got this here with the filter in it. And I love to use my Pampered Chef filters right here, these. So I'm going to put this into the coffee pot, and then I'm just going to add my coffee grounds into the pitcher, into the filter. Okay. And then I'm going to kind of slide the extras from this side back into the filter so that it goes in my tummy and not onto the counter. I'd rather have it in my tummy. Okay. So that's basically what I've done so far is I've got the filter in the pitcher and I have got a pitcher of water that came out of my filtered refrigerator. Some people use tap water. You can use whatever you want, but this is actually filtered water out of my refrigerator. And I'm just going to pour it into the pitcher. I'm pouring it through the filter, by the way. And you normally do it with about 4 cups of water. Okay. So it looks about like this right now. Okay. And then I'm going to put the lid back on here. And it does have like a little lid where you twist it. And it so that it locks. And then what I'm going to do is, I know this doesn't look very good, but what you do is you let it sit for 12 hours. Okay, for me, I normally do it honestly about 8 hours. Sometimes it's 12 if I remember, but I make it the night before. I let it sit in my refrigerator overnight. Okay, some people like to do it for 24 hours, but to me, the coffee's a little bit too strong when you do it that way. So I'm going to let it sit in my refrigerator for about 12 hours, 8 to 12 hours overnight, basically overnight. And then in the morning, I'm going to take this out. I'm going to get about 1/4 of a cup of creamer, put it in there, whatever creamer you like, and I'm going to add the coffee, and it makes a delicious cup of cold brew. Now remember, the reason why I've started doing it this way is because it's better on your tummy. This way does not release as much acid as the hot water hitting the coffee grounds in the regular coffee pot. So this is supposed to be better. It releases less acid on your tummy if you do it overnight and you cold brew it. But I love this Pampered Chef coffee, this cold brew pitcher. If you want to order one, you can order them now. And then after that, in the morning, when you get your coffee out of the refrigerator and get ready to drink your coffee, then you pick your mug. That's the fun part, isn't it? So you can pick I've got a Pampered Chef mug. Those of you who work for Pampered Chef know that this was kind of a big deal. I'm excited that I have one of these. I also have a choice of this mug. Addison got me this mug. It says, shh, there's wine in there. My older daughter got me this. So I like this one too. It's really not, of course, there's always coffee in there, but it's just a cute little saying. This coffee mug I got from Elevation on Sunday for Mother's Day. They gave out these mugs to mothers, and I really like it. And it says, I breathe in Holy Spirit. I breathe you in, Holy Spirit. And you're supposed to take a breath. And your strength comes suddenly. Okay, and then you sit there with that for a minute. And then it says, and your peace fills me completely. And it says May 2024 from Elevation Church. So that's another good mug to drink out of. That's the fun part, is picking your mug. So also with the Pampered Chef Summer products, another couple products that I earned that I love that came to my doorstep is the Java Chip Frappe Mix. This is so good. You take a little bit of milk or almond milk or whatever you like to drink. You put it in the blender with a couple scoops of this and some ice, and you blend it up and it makes a frappe. It's really yummy. And then there's also a vanilla cream frappe, and I've made some for my friends that have come over, and they really enjoy it. So these are some good products too to think about for this summer. The vanilla cream frappe and the Java chip frappe. Very, very yummy. Another good thing about this overnight cold brew coffee is that if you have overnight guests, which I sometimes do, they can just come down into the fridge and the coffee's ready for them. All they have to do is add cream. They don't have a tummy ache during their stay because they've had nice cold brew coffee. And so it just works out nicely. So I hope this helps you, and I hope that you get to enjoy some, even if you don't use the Pampered Chef pitcher, but if you use it, you try to decide to do cold brew coffee because it's better for you. I hope that's encouraged you to do that, and thank you for joining. And I also want to say that this video is featured for Cherry's party. Cherry's having a party for me this week, and I appreciate it so much. And so I'm doing this video for her and her party, and I just hope that everybody has a wonderful day. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.